How's it going, guys? Andrew with Justified EDC. This is actually the second take of this video because I completely screwed up the first one. But today I wanted to go over my carry gun rotation. So I'm just going to get right into it without wasting too much time. You saw this in my EDC update. This is the Smith & Wesson J-frame, 638 shrouded hammer, Hogue grips. This is the one that can be fired in double action, or you can cock into single action. This is a good gun. This is usually my summer carry, or I'm running to the store for 10 minutes and I don't want to put on a full-size gun and spare mag and everything like that. That's when the J-frame gets carried. Great gun. This is in 38 Special, and in that I carry Federal Punch, which is really good ammunition. So yeah, that's the J-frame, and the only other modification I did besides swapping out the grips is I put some glow-in-the-dark paint, which I'm going to light up here for you. Put some glow-in-the-dark paint there on the front sight because these sights are just milled right into the frame of the gun, and they have no color on the front sight, so they're really hard to see and kind of distinguish and pick up when you're just kind of going for point of aim. So that helps. I know a lot of people put like orange nail polish on here. This is just some glow-in-the-dark paint I got on Amazon. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description for that. So that's a summer carry. Depending on what I'm doing in the summer, if I'm not doing a lot of manual labor, or it's not super hot out, or I have a second layer on for whatever reason, I will still carry the HKVP9. This is the HKVP9, if you didn't know. I have on here the Streamlight TLR7A, which is nice. It's flush with the barrel, doesn't add a lot of length. And then I just have the standard 17 round HK mag in here. These used to come in 15 round magazines, I believe, with the old generation. They now come with the 17. They also now come with the blacked out rear and the green front sight. Yeah, this is my probably most all-around carry. I will carry this pretty much any time that it's either not the winter where I want to carry my 17 or really need to be unobtrusive and carry the J-frame. So this is kind of the in-between gun. And then in the fall, winter, when I can conceal a full-size gun with a full-size light, I go with the Glock 17. This is the Gen 5. Most of the Gen 5s have forward slide serrations. I picked this one up used. Oh, sorry, the camera fell forward a little bit there. Most of them have a forward slide serrations. I picked this one up used, and it was the variant without, which is fine. You can still press check without them. I did a couple modifications to this one. The frame is stippled. This was done by someone else. That was not me. It's fine. It honestly doesn't really do a whole lot. They didn't really do that well of a job of making the stippling deep. I might get it restippled at some point, or might just get a new frame. We'll find out. Right now I have some fabric grip tape on here. I mentioned that on the pry bar in my EDC update. The same thing is on the HK. I will try to remember to leave a Amazon link for these. It's really great, especially for guns that you might leave it on or take it off. Because it clings to itself. It does not actually have any adhesive on it. So you just wrap it really tight, it clings to itself, so you can take it off, you can actually reuse it, and it doesn't leave any residue on your gun. My camera just keeps falling. I apologize. I still do not have my good mount. That should be here tomorrow. Other modifications I did to this. The magazines have the Vickers Tactical base plate. These just give you an extra lip here to strip the mag in case of malfunction. So you can see there, normal Glock base plates are pretty flush with this. Now the Gen 5 does have this flared mag well a little bit here, so that even further limits you from being able to strip a standard Glock mag other than this spot back here. But it gives you a little more to grab onto. Also, if you have these in a chest rig, plate carrier, ward belt, whatever, it just gives you a little more to grab onto doing reloads. So I have those on the standard 17 round magazine. I also have the Vickers Tactical Extended magazine release. With my hand size, this just makes it easier for me to hit that magazine release without adjusting my grip. In terms of also not wanting to readjust my grip, I also have the Cogworks ambidextrous. I'm trying not to show you my serial number over here, but ambidextrous raised slide release, because how I grip the gun, I often ride up onto that where the normal slide release is, and I won't get it locked back. And this also just brings it back a little farther, so it's easier for me to hit that slide release without readjusting my grip. So I have that on there. Surefire X300, probably the best light for, probably the best pistol mounted light out there, period. I know a lot of people really like the mod light. To me, the mod light is just a little bit overkill. It's a little bit longer, which isn't a huge deal. I think the runtime's a little bit less, and to me, you're not really getting that much more advantage over the Surefire X300U. Now, I know the Surefire did just release the X300U Turbo, which has a little bit more candela, a little bit more throw, similar to the mod light, so you can always check that out. And then I have the Emissary paddle shifter on here, which for me, again, how I grip the gun with that thumbs forward grip, it lets my thumb rest right on that paddle shifter, so I can do momentary or constant very easily. Again, you don't have that on the other side, because how the Surefire works is it toggles back and forth. So if you had it on both sides, you wouldn't be able to activate it. So you just have the standard one over here, which is fine, because again, with your shooting hand, you can still toggle it like that. But it just makes it easier for shooters that do that thumbs forward grip. You can, I believe, get these for left-handed where it mounts on the other side. But that's really all I did to this. None of the internals are modified. They're all stock barrel, all that stuff, stock trigger. The Gen 5 trigger is actually not bad. People really like to hate on Glock triggers. The Gen 5 really isn't that bad. It has a little bit more reset, but it is pretty crisp. Like Gen 3 Glock triggers do suck. I think we all can agree on that. Gen 5's not bad. So that's really all the modification I did to that. Again, on this, the trigger on this is just absolutely fantastic. This is probably the best striker fired trigger on the market. Very little take up. Very light, crisp. The reset is very short. It's a great trigger. And honestly, I'm getting used to this paddle mag release. I actually kind of prefer it to the button now, just because I've been doing a lot of dry fire and reloads with that paddle. So that's pretty cool. So then we go into holsters, because you can have a great gun, but if it doesn't have a good holster, it's going to suck. You're going to hate carrying it. You're going to stop carrying, and then you're going to get shot behind a 7-Eleven by a meth head with a high point. So don't do that. Glock. Traditional arms. They make great holsters. The quality is very, very, very good. They use discrete carry concepts, clips, which if your holster company isn't using these, it's probably not that great. Ask them to use them or switch holster companies. Concealment wing, which I'm not going to go over how a holster works. You guys know how holsters work. If you don't, go find a different video. But monoblock, great holster. For the H&K, we have close quarters carry. Smaller company. HK doesn't have as many holster options out there, especially not for lights. Close quarters carry is a smaller company, but they have just about every gun and every light combo imaginable on their website, which is just fantastic. You guys probably saw, if you followed my Instagram back before I started YouTube, I had a SIG P365 XL that I had all decked out. It was a completely ridiculous gun that should never have existed. It was an abomination against God. But they did custom holsters for me. They did one for the TLR7 sub, and then they did one that was absolutely insane for the TAC Dev rail on the XL with the Surefire X300, which was just, again, a horrible abomination, but they were willing to do it. It was a quality holster. Very cool guys over there. They have a discount code that they will give out to just about everyone. I don't know if it's public or not, so I won't say it, but shoot me a DM and I'll give you the code. And then you saw in my EDC update for the J-frame, the Harry's Holsters Icon. The only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't have a concealment wing, but again, a very short grip. You don't really need it, but I think it would be cool if they came out with another generation with that in the future. But this is definitely the best J-frame holster on the market. It's so slim. It's all cut down. It's not any bigger than it needs to be. Retention is great. Again, retention on all of these is actually really good. So that's something you should check for on all of your holsters. So those are the holsters. And then one of the last things is spare ammunition. So I know that's a kind of a deeply contested subject. Some people say you must carry a spare magazine. Some people carry multiple spare magazines. Some people don't carry one at all and say you don't need more than 5 rounds. My 1911 has 7 rounds of 45 ACP. You don't need extra magazines. Everyone's kind of ridiculous. Do whatever you want. However, semi-automatic pistols, the most common malfunction you're going to have on them is a failure that can be fixed by stripping your magazine and putting a new magazine in. So I like carrying a spare magazine. For the Glock 17, I have this Shield Arms +5 extension on here, so that takes your 17-round mag and turns it into a 22-round mag. Let's see how it fits in the gun here. So makes it a little bigger. This is also my home defense gun for the most part. So it usually sits on my bedside with this in it because I don't care about the size for concealability or anything. It's just sitting on my bedside. So Shield Arms 22 round. That's a +5 extension. And then for the HK, I just carry another 17 round. I have an extended base plate on here. It doesn't add any rounds. It just adds some length. 1, so that it's easier to seat that magazine, and 2, so that when it's sitting in the magazine carrier, which I'll talk about in a second, it's easier to index that and insert the magazine. So this is from HK Parts, I believe. This is pretty much, HK Parts is pretty much the only place you can get accessories for any HK pistol. And the extensions were either out of stock or didn't get great reviews, or I just didn't vibe with them. I might look into one at another point. Some of the extensions for some of like the +5, +3 ones are super expensive from other companies. So it's like at that point I might as well just buy a couple magazines. So this is a +0 extension, just gives some extra length, easier to seat the magazine in the gun. So that's that. And then again, like you saw in my EDC update, this is the Neomag Rask. This is how I carry extra revolver ammo. You all know how a speed strip works. This is just an aluminum housing with a pocket clip. You can put a speed strip in. I usually carry 4 shots in here. Again, if you want to hear more about that, go watch my EDC update video. Neomag Rask is definitely the best way to carry revolver ammo. I won't always carry this with the revolver because, again, revolver is really a convenience gun. I don't necessarily need extra ammo with it. But this is easy, lightweight, convenient to throw in the pocket. It's not hard, so I often do. So how I carry the semi-automatic magazines for my spare mag is in this inside the waistband holster made by Shapeshifter Concealment. And they make the best magazine carriers on the market for inside the waistband, in my opinion. One, they're using discrete carry concepts clips. You can have this mounted at pretty much any angle you want. You can have it mounted left or right hand. You can have it straight up, canted either direction. I usually have it canted pretty much all the way over, so it's on my left side. It sits in my waistband like this, and the magazines are canted to the side so that I can just come in here, draw like that, and go into the gun. The nice part about this, too, is it has this adjustable retention right here. So I can actually use this for my Glock mags as well. Pretty much any double stack 9mm mags seem to work in these. And then there's just a little set screw in here that you can adjust the retention on, and you can use it for pretty much any magazine. So I actually use this for my Glock and my HK mags. I'll probably end up picking up another one of these just to go with the HK specifically. But these are great. I can't recommend these enough. These are definitely the best mag carriers on the market, in my opinion. Last but not least, ammunition choice. You heard me talk about Federal Punch already. I'm not going to go over that again. 38 Special. 9mm, I carry Spear Gold Dot, 124 grain plus P. This has just been what's run the best in all of my guns. I know a lot of people like Federal, a lot of people like Hornady, and then there's some more obscure ammo out there. I tended to stick with ammunition that's just really well known, has a good reputation, and then obviously, guys, it's all well and good to go out in the range and shoot a bunch of trash ammo through your gun and say it runs fine, but run hollow points through your gun. Run what you're going to carry through your gun. Any new gun I get at least gets 1 box of hollow points through it. I'm not Grand Thumb, so I don't have infinite money to shoot a ton of expensive ammo through, but 1 box of hollow points always goes through a gun just to make sure it feeds well. And in my experience, Spear Gold Dot has fed absolutely perfectly in all of my semi-auto 9mm, even beyond these guns here. So that's my ammunition choice for that. Federal also makes great ammo. I've run their ammo in these guns as well, and it's been fine. But I just prefer this, and it seems to be readily available most places like Lucky Gunner. So that's about it, guys. I didn't want to make this super long. I just wanted to kind of show you what I've been carrying. This has been my carry rotation for a while now. This is a newer gun, and it kind of replaced my SIG P365 XL, just because that was kind of a ridiculous gun that I made into a race gun when it was supposed to be a micro compact, but that's another video for another day. HKVP9, Glock 17, Gen 5, Smith & Wesson J-frame. Pretty much covers all your bases. Let me know, guys, down below in the comments what you guys are carrying, what your rotation is. Do you only carry 1 gun all year long? I respect people that do that. I can't do it. Unless you're just carrying a micro compact all year long. In that case, I would ask you why. If you want to see an in-depth review on any of the things that are on these guns, or any of the guns specifically, let me know. And I'll see you on the next one.